Hi everyone, it's Amy. I just wanted to do a quick video on how to sew, just like basic straight lines. I want to make a little quilt, like a baby quilt, just out of odds and ends, all the little scraps I've been saving up in a big bag. Sew them all together, make a cute little patchwork, but I can't find my tripod. So I'm just going to have to hold my camera. Bear with me, I'll do what I can. So firstly is my big pile of scraps. So I have a big pile. Let me show you that. Here is the pile of scraps. So I've already pieced together a few pieces. So these are all ready together. And I'm now going to attach this piece and any other pieces that I can find, and I will try to show you how to do that the best way I can. So the first rule of sewing is you put the right sides together. So the pieces that you want to see, you sandwich those two together. And then when you do a seam and open it up, you can't see any of the sewing. And it just looks nice. So I will show you that, and let's hope it all goes well without a tripod. Okay, so for right sides together, as I just said, you want to put this right side on top of this right side. So you just flip it over. Now I'm going to do this one-handed because I have to hold my camera with the other one. And try and line them up a bit. Okay. Under the machine. It's all good practice for sewing one-handed. Now you want to line it up. I tend to line it up with the edge of my foot on the edge of the fabric. You can do whichever best suits yourself. You will find that there are guides here as to a seam allowance, whichever best suits you. As I say, I just like to line it up with the side of my foot. Needle down. I like to go back a few and then go forwards. I'm going to swap hands. And hold lightly, just to keep it steady. You don't need to push, just hold lightly and do a nice slow stitch. Oh, not too bad considering one-handed. Slightly wonky there, but hey ho. And then you want to go backwards again, just to hold it all in place. You don't want anything coming off. Give that a tug. And a snip. And then when you open it, if it were nice and ironed, this is what you would get. Nice, flat sewing. And you find another piece and go across here, and just keep going. That's just a basic straight stitch. Let's do a few more. This is a nice long piece, maybe a bit too long. Just pop that on there, just so I can cut it the right kind of length. This is not how you're supposed to do it. I'm going to trim it all at the end to make a nice square. Oh, bye-bye, little piece. Okay, so right sides together, so that's about right. Flip it over. Swap hands. Line it up a bit. This should be titled How Not to Quilt. There'll be so many people there like, what are you doing? Use your hands. It's just... Okay. Well, here goes. Put that under there. Where's the button? There. Okay. I'm so sorry guys, this is not working without a tripod. Okay, so you got it all lined up. needle in, go back a few spaces, swap your hands, and go. This piece underneath is curled. Uncurl. Go back a little bit. There we go. No. Okay, my camera stopped recording just as I was taking that last piece off of the machine. I just snipped off the excess cotton and laid it out flat. Now, it doesn't look too bad actually. I've just pressed it down with my fingers. It is 9:45. No, I can't read all the time. 9:45. I don't want to be getting the ironing board out right now. So I've just pushed it out with my fingers and laid it on top of some fleece. Now I'm using that as a batting or a wadding, and that's just because I've got loads left over from doing big quilts. You end up with loads of little pieces. So I'm putting that in the middle. I've decided to go for a little comforter rather than blanket, just because I want to get a few of these little things made to sell at a craft store. So I'll just show you that I've pieced it together that way, laid it down on top of the fleece. You want to overlap by maybe an inch or so all the way around, just so that when you are sewing and quilting you don't run out of batting and then just get left with a bit of fabric. So just make sure there's a good inch or so of excess middle to your little quilt or your comforter or whatever it is that you're making. So it's effectively a mini quilt. Then trim off any excess, so the the big chunky bit that I have over here, trim that off. You don't need that just now. Save it for the next project. What you would then do is on the bottom, so you're making a sandwich, is a big piece of fabric that covers both the top piece, your middle sandwich, and then this. So this is a nice big piece that I'll just put underneath. So again, when you are sewing your free motion quilt or whatever you do over the top, you don't then run out of fabric. So I'm just going to trim these down and I'll be back with you in 2 seconds. Okay, as you can see here, I have my bottom piece, which will want the right side facing the floor or the table, so that when it's finished, that's what you will see, is the right side. Then your sandwich piece, then your top with the right side facing up. So what I would then do here is put some pins or some safety pins, or if you've got a fixer spray, whatever best suits yourself. I'm just going to use a few safety pins just to hold a few places so it doesn't move about when I'm sewing. I'm then going to pop it into the machine and do some free motion. I just do, swirls, nothing too fancy, just to keep it all together. You could just do lines if you wanted to. Maybe I'll do that in this one. We'll see how I feel in a second. Maybe just swirl it over, make it look pretty. And then we will fold this over and do a little easy binding. So stay tuned. Okay, so as you can see, I've put some safety pins just at random points of this. And I'm just going to slide it underneath and start. So just hidden in this seam here, just so that it's not too obvious. Get that in there. Why are you escaping? Don't go anywhere. Don't have my other hand. Just smidge over, just to hide that in there. Okay. Just going to go forward 1 and 2 and back, just so it's nice and tidy. Okay, so when I do free motion, I literally just swirl around however I feel best. I'll try and do it one-handed, and hopefully you actually get to see something. just slowly turning. It's a bit of a workout doing it one-handed. Take your pins out as and when you get to them. I don't want to know where my tripod is. So I'm going to keep going. As you can see, it leads. Okay, so I've gone round doing my swirls all the way around. And then on the back, that is what you can see. Okay, so what I'm just going to do now quickly off camera is just trim the sandwich, the white bit, just as close to this fabric piece. Just trim it off. Doesn't have to be exact, just nice and trim. Because you don't need the excess bit anymore because you've already sewn it. Nothing moved too far. You're all good. So I'm just going to trim that quickly. Okay, so I have trimmed off the excess fleece all the way around, and you're now just left with the backing. What I'm going to do is just trim it so it's about an inch or inch and a half along all the way around. That gives us enough room. What we're going to do, I'll show you whilst it's still big, is we're going to fold it and then fold it over the top. But obviously smaller than this because this is massive. So I'm just going to trim it down inch, inch and a half, whatever it is you're happy with, all the way around, and then we'll sew it. Okay, so just as I showed you, I folded it in half and then folded it over, and then I pinned, and that's what I'm ended up with here. It's quite hard to do with just one hand, so once again you will fold it over just so that this edge meets this edge. So fold it, pretty much in half, fold it over the top and just push down, and it will then be like this, and pin it. Okay, you just want to do one side at a time. So we're going to sew from up here down. I mean, I guess you could do all of them actually. It's not going to make much difference. Just remember to fold in this piece. So fold over, do the corner however you wish to. Actually, with the stripes, it doesn't look too bad. It's kind of hidden actually. So with the stripes, you're going to get away with it. Depends on how you'd rather do your corners. But for now, that's probably the easiest thing. Or you could, like a birthday present, fold in the corner here. Like that. And then fold in half and then fold over. Just gives you a more diagonal look. In fact, that is quite cool. I think I'm going to do that. I hope you got that. So you fold just like a birthday present, fold in half and fold over. Ta-da! So I'm going to do that all the way around. Once you have folded and pinned, I'm going to do a straight stitch all the way down here. You can zigzag if you want to, just to hold it in place, whichever feels, good for you. I'm going to do that, and then I will show you the finished product. Okay, so I'm just about to start sewing my border around. I have gone and folded it and pinned all the way around. What I've done here is just lined up the edge of my foot with the edge of this fabric, and I'm just going to do a straight stitch all the way down. As I say, it's up to you if you also want to zigzag. See how you feel. I'm going to just go all the way around with a nice simple straight stitch like this. done here. I, in the end, actually went round twice with the straight stitch, so as you can see here, I did 2 rows, so one closer to the edge and then one with a good seam allowance. And the finished product, here you go, and the back. There you have it, one quick, easy, fun scrap patchwork comforter for a little baby in the family, or people even use them as like table mats, you know, mug rugs and that kind of thing. So whatever you feel like. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry that I had to hold the camera and it was a bit bumpy. I'll try and find my tripod. But thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment down below the stuff you're making. I would love to see them. Thank you. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.